Again, thank you for watching this video. This is gonna be our final chapter for this course, which is IT 01. So again, this is John Edward Miranda, your instructor for IT 01. Okay. So without further ado, let's start chapter 10. Okay. And chapter 10 is computer ethics. Okay. So before we understand computer ethics, I would like to define what is ethics first. Okay. So ethics is the standard of moral conduct. So this is for us to be able to understand what is right and a wrong behavior. It gauges our personal integrity and it is the basis of trust and cooperation in relationship with others. Okay. There are also three ethical principles that we should follow when we are in a moral crisis or if we are in a difficult situation. So the first one is an act is ethical if all society benefits from the act, which is correct. Okay. Now let's check our example last time. Robin Hood is stealing things from the rich people, right? And he is giving it to the poor people. And that did not benefit the society because one person is being aggravated and that is considered to be ethically wrong. Okay, and an act is ethical if people are treated as an end and not as the means to an end. So this just basically says that we should not be using people for our own personal gain. We should have a give and take relationship with people as much as possible. So if we got something from them, we should reciprocate. And the last one is an act is ethical if it is fair to all parties involved. So there, give and take relationship. And that maintains the balance for equality and fairness for all of the parties involved as well. Computer ethics. So there, that now that we already know what is ethics, we can define computer ethics already. So computer ethics is just basically morally acceptable use of computers. So using computers appropriately. This is a standards or guidelines that are important in this industry because technology changes are outstripping the legal system's ability to keep up. Okay, so there are also computer professionals. So these are experts in their field. No customers rely on their knowledge, expertise, and honesty. Understand their products, follow good professional standards and practices, maintain an expected level of competence, and are up to date on current knowledge and technology, and educate the non-computer professionals. Okay, so also have computer ethics here for primary usage. For there are four primary issues. We have the privacy issue, accuracy issue, property issue, and access issue. So in privacy issue, we have to check our privacy when we are actually using computers. Okay, so from time to time, it's better if we change password. So once in a week, we change our password, update our password, check our sharing settings, whether we share our post to a public audience, we revert that to friends of friends, or we can also change that to friends only or only me, or depending on the settings that you wanted to portray. Accuracy. So in accuracy, it's better to check the resources that we are actually accessing online because not all the things that we see on the internet are correct, right? So we have to check the credibility of the information that we are accessing because there is a lot of victims of fake news and misinformation today. That's the reason why we have to check the accuracy of the data that we are accessing. Check the credibility as well of the author. When was this article published? The sources. So those are things under accuracy. Property. Who owns information and software, and how can they be sold and exchanged? So plagiarism is the thing that has an issue for this because some of us don't actually put the citation. It's not bad to copy paste the things that we see over the internet so long as we put the citation or we check who actually wrote that article or who owns that particular article, when was the date it was published. So those are the important things that we need to cite for us to be able to copy and paste the content that we are actually seeing over the internet. And access. So we have to check the applications that are we are allowing to access our information, like for example our location, our phone book, our list of contacts. So those things we have to make sure to check the applications which we are allowing access over our applications or over our smartphones itself. There are also private networks. So in ICCT, we have the at icct.edu.ph domain. This is the one that we are using so that the institution can actually monitor the messages that are coming in and out of their employees. So it's very important for us to have a private network so that we can actually monitor the things that we are actually getting and then receiving. We also have to have email etiquette. So it's very important for us to respond and send email in a brief and concise manner, but we have to keep it professional. Okay? So please do not reply K only. If it's an email, you have to reply in a professional manner as well, like receive, thanks. Those short and concise replies are already acceptable. And I will not be teaching you how to respond because there is this subject which is called technical writing where they are going to teach you the proper email etiquette. Okay. And internet free speech issues. So just because you it's your own timeline does not mean you can post anything that you wanted. Okay. So if your rights of freedom of speech is your only excuse, but if you're actually ruining someone's reputation because you have your freedom of speech, that is where your end that is where your um what's this your right ends. Okay, so there, remember that we also have online libel or cyber libel and online slander or cyber slander. So those are the cases that you can be sued if you are harassing someone or if you are saying something that is going to ruin their reputation. Okay, so these are free speech issues. Information ownership issues, we have illegal software copying or piracy. So if you downloaded a movie because you don't have Netflix, that's already considered to be piracy. Infringement of copyrights by copying of pictures or text from web pages without proper citation, that's already called infringement. Okay? Plagiarism, which I've already discussed. And we also have intellectual property rights. So these are intangible creations protected by the law. So if you created your poem, you are entitled to have an intellectual property right for that because you are the one who created the poem. Okay. So if someone is going to actually took your intellectual property, you can already file a case for that. We also have trade secrets. So these are the secrets or the documents or the information that cannot be disclosed by a certain party or a business. Especially if it's in the hospital. Like let's say if you've undergone a psychological test, the hospital itself is not allowed to disclose what is the result of the test. Or if you perform an HIV test or AIDS test, the result should not be disclosed in public. It should just be in you because that is considered to be trade secret. Even the details of your bank accounts, how many money are you storing on your banks, these are considered to be trade secrets and they are not allowed to be disclosed without your authorization or special power of attorney. We also have copyright. So these are statutory grant protecting intellectual property from copying by others for 28 years. Okay. So this is like the C that has a small circle in it. That's the logo for copyright. So these things have copyright already. Okay. And we also have the patent. So patent are legal documents granting owner exclusive monopoly on an invention for 17 years. So let's just say Facebook has been invented. So who's the owner of Facebook again? I think that's Mark Zuckerberg. So Mark Zuckerberg applied for a patent for invention of Facebook, and that is 17 years. So once that has already been expired, he can already reapply. Okay. Copyright laws. So software developers or companies they work for, own their programs, software buyers, and so on and so forth. Okay. So there are also different licenses. We have public domain license, freeware, shareware, all rights reserved. So public domain, these are actually um, software that can be used without the permission of the owner because it's public license. So even if you don't mention the owner, if you don't give the citation, it's okay because it's a public domain license. And freeware license, these are copyright license to be copied and distributed without charge. So all of the things that you are downloading over your Play Store that has no charge, it's considered to be freeware license. You can use them, you can play with them, Example is ML, again, Mobile Legends. You can actually download that for free without even paying anything. That's considered to be freeware license. Okay. Shareware license naman, these are applications that has a trial period. And then once the trial period is over, you are going to pay for the services. Like example is Spotify, Netflix, those things. Okay. So they will be giving you free trial. That's 30 days or 7 days or 14 days, depending on the trial period. And then once the trial period is finished, that's the time that you're going to pay for their services for you to continue enjoying their product. And of course, we have all rights reserved. So this may be used by purchaser according to the exact details spelled out in the license agreement. You can legally use it or even possess it without the owner's permission. Okay, so all rights reserved licenses includes your movies. So these movies, you cannot just distribute them, sell them, whatever you want to do with them, as long as you don't have the authorization of the person created this that acquired the all rights reserved license. Software piracy, so there is SPA as well. So some of the people are actually pirating softwares as well, not just movies. We have Microsoft Word. There are different cracked versions of Microsoft Word, even softwares like Minecraft. What else? Any other paid software, mga yan. So those are being pirated as well. Okay, and we also have system quality, and that's the reason why we are having maintenance on our software as well. So there are times that down ang system, we cannot use that system because it's down. That's because we have system quality. There are areas of improvement, and definitely we need to maintain it for a more sophisticated and a smoother use of the system. And ethical issues, social issues, these are just tied within this. We have competence for computer professionals, of course. Just like us, we are using as teachers, we are before we are using a class record, so everything is manually being done. We're calculating your grades manually using calculators. You're writing your scores down manually. But right now, since we already have computer professionals, we are using Excel now and Google Classroom, Google Forms. So all of your scores are being tabulated based on your score. So we no longer need to check your work because it's already been checked, and that's considered to be competence. Responsibility also, we have to be very responsible with what we are putting online, right? So we have to check the source, the confidential information that we are putting online, those things, and integrity. So we have to express opinions based on facts, okay? And there should be impartial judgment. So if you are already been slapped by a fact, um, do not force your opinion to others if there are already different facts that are being presented to you, especially if it's a research fact. Ayan, so we can no longer um, void those information because they are already facts if it's contradicting our opinion. And that's the end of it. Okay, so that's the entire coverage of this course for IT01. I hope you learned a lot. Again, this is John Edward Miranda. Thank you and have a great day.
For more ICCT College's video updates, please subscribe and click the notification button.